All right, brace for impact because Cat's done with this shit. Before we get started, first of all, let everyone know we're live because this is YouTube, and as we know, YouTube sucks.
Indeed.
And they're not telling anyone when we go live anymore, and let's give them a reason.
Oh, to tell people why we're going live? Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
And that reason is I'm pulling out all the stops, folks. Ishi and I had a talk today, and he said you need to do this with a microphone in front of you. So
I just felt it was really unfair that, they come for the rants, they come for your insight, your unfiltered, uncensored insight, and for quite a while now, you've only kept it, only I get to hear them. And I just don't think that's fair.
well, I've had my reasons. I'm not saying they're good ones, but we're doing it now. And I also encourage people in the chat, since I'm pretty much going to be unfiltered unless I absolutely positively think, no, I should not say something. I'm I'm letting it all hang out. So if you have questions for me, go ahead and ask them. There's nothing off the table. I just reserve the right not to answer.
As she said right before we went on the air, I'm just going to let the audience throw shit at me,
Yes,
and I'm going to react.
exactly.
But,
So
but before we go to that shit flinging, let's talk about our sponsor.
what is our sponsor?
Well, I'm still pushing my ABDUCTIONWEAR clothing. Link in the description. I've got 3 new t-shirts posted. Yes, we're all familiar with the Zeta Reticulin schwa head that was popularized in the 90s, but I felt we needed a similar symbol for those fucking reptoids, and of course those sexy tall whites. They're all available now.
The tall white, the original waifu.
Yeah, kinda. And of course, for those who missed it, we've got the Chupacabra Hunting Club, the Abduction Team Specialist, and of course, one of my favorites, We're All Human.
We're all human inside.
Yeah.
Except for Ishi.
It's the other way around, yeah.
Yes.
And I guess the other shirt that I'll be working on next is Roswell Barbecue.
Indeed. Although I don't know why, maybe it's because we watched it recently, but I just had this wonderful image of the alien in a human suit in the reanimator pose.
Let's talk about that after the show. Okay, let's get to the show. We had a talk this morning.
We had a talk.
And why haven't you been doing rants?
I will let you know that Ishi kind of gave me a come to Jesus moment today for this.
Come to Klaatu.
Come to Klaatu, yes. And well, quite frankly, part of the reason why I haven't been commenting much is what the fuck am I gonna say? I mean, I know that okay, I know our audience, I know all you wonderful people out there are of a higher caliber than certain shows out there that just wants to see blood sports. But I also know that hearing people getting pissed off and ranting is entertainment. But how many times can I see a movie or a comic book or, something, appear in the mainstream media and go, wow, that's really stupid? That's going to be really boring. And I've thought, okay, I'm an editor. I can critique it, maybe try to find ways to fix it. But when, I keep coming up with fire all the SJWs, that's again not going to make for riveting entertainment. So what can I say? I mean, that was actually part of the problem with X-Men Green was we recorded it twice actually. My in the Adventures in Awful for it, we recorded it twice. And finally we came to the conclusion that it's just I don't care. That's why I'm not ranting or raving or screaming like I did with Goddess Mode or with Mags or
the why we did 12 episodes, one a month, for Adventures in Awful.
Yeah, I mean,
We were watching our industry die.
yeah, and just watching it slowly implode in on itself and seeing the drivel that was being shoved in our faces. I mean, fucking Tom King proudly proclaimed that he liked pissing on our favorite characters. I mean, fuck that bitch. But when that's now become the norm, there is no nugget of gold to try to find in the turds anymore. It's all turds. It's just, like I can't even anymore. I can't even pretend to get offended because in order to be offended or to be enabled, in order to be that level of pissed off, because I am pissed off, don't get me wrong, but to be that level of pissed off, I have to be invested in some amount, and I'm just not anymore. I mean, mom got me pissed off because, quite frankly, she hit me in the kidneys on a couple of points. But other than that, it's like, why do I care?
Yeah, I mean, it was one thing when we were watching our industry die, our business nearly die, watching not only comics go to shit, but sci-fi and horror publishing go to shit, to
Mhm.
get to essentially be pushed out of the Horror Writers Association because it got taken over by woke assholes.
They've got their hand out at me now.
Oh, they want our money.
Yeah, they want us to sponsor the next show.
Well, they can take that hand and shove it up their ass.
I just politely deleted it and moved on. But anyway.
After the way they treated me with my last panel,
Mhm.
screw those assholes.
No, I'm with you. My one regret about that is I feel bad about standing up Nicole, but
Nicole?
Cushing.
What happened?
We stood her up on her panel.
Oh, we didn't go?
Yeah, we didn't go.
She didn't care. She was the center of attention at that point.
Eh.
She was the popular in thing.
She made mention.
Oh, okay.
So it made me feel bad. But anyway, that's not here nor there. Anyway, continue.
What? No, they're here for you.
Well, you had a thought and I just derailed it.
No.
No? Oh, okay.
It's just, yeah. What do you say at this point when it's just smoldering ash and a bunch of woke assholes fucking a dead horse?
Well, it's one thing if it was just a smoldering pile of ash, but it's not. It's them constantly holding it up to your face saying, "Look what I did. I did good. You should reward me." It's like, no, I shouldn't. And then they throw a temper tantrum and call you a fascist misogynist.
Yeah.
I mean, and they give you that soy boy smile while they're doing it.
Yeah, God. At this point, whenever I see that, I just kind of want to cram my fist right down there and see if I can't pull their tongue out.
I don't have that image.
Well, what image do you have when you get the Soylent grin?
How deep can I deep throat them with my mental cock until they gag?
So like basically poke a hole in their stomach?
If that, maybe go farther. I want them to cry and make them humble.
Oh, we're talking about overfiend style
Yes.
penis abuse. Okay.
Yes, I want to make them humble. And I'm talking the soy boys. The girls I have other ideas for.
Undead Quinn.
Undead Quinn, this rant we can agree with. The pop culture crybabies have ruined a lot of the world of comics. Indeed.
Indeed.
No, we have a comic book store nearby that we have taken to call Woke Comics.
We should actually go in with a camera and record a visit.
Okay.
And post it.
We can totally do that. But yeah, we have a local comic book store that we call Woke Comics.
I don't even know what it's really called.
Samurai.
Oh, okay. Samurai Comics in Mesa, Arizona.
Yes.
It's a joke.
It is a joke. And there's one person who works there. He's been in the industry a while. You can tell he's seen it all. He doesn't care. He's just picking up a check and getting a discount on his comics. Good for him. Everybody else who works there are fucking soy boys and blue hairs. And their new comics book section is hysterical because they have it laid out not by title or by publisher, but by trans positive, body positive, female positive, all this woke shit. And it's funny going in there, like we'll go in like once a month just to see what they have, and watching the stacks of back issues they can't get rid of on these woke comics get thicker and thicker and thicker because just nobody's buying them, but yet they continue to order.
Yeah, I wonder why they're still in business. I mean,
well, that particular location is a
Oh.
warehouse location.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, they have 6 locations throughout the valley. And that particular location, the one cool guy that I talked to, that's how I know he's cool, is because I talked to him. He explained that no, that particular store is a dumping ground, and it's the warehouse for the owners to put everything else in. And so that's why it exists.
Okay, so the chicks who've given themselves mustaches with Rogaine are just tending to a warehouse.
Yeah, they're tending to a warehouse.
And the 300-pound fat is beautiful chick and the with the armpit hair.
Yeah, they're tending to a warehouse. It's just like comics and shit in San Diego. You know how like the store that I worked at was a warehouse?
Yeah, but comics and shit, and we'll explain that name in a minute, actually had stuff people wanted to buy.
That is true.
Didn't matter that it was 5-10 years out of date.
People were still coming in and buying stuff.
Yeah, this owner was just sitting on so much stock
that he was just rent out store space in malls that the malls couldn't they couldn't fill, so he'd like rent it for cheap and just store his overstock in there.
Okay, Humble Marty has a question for you.
What is your version of an ideal female hero? Is it a it is a pop culture question. Oh, ideal female hero. Well, I am not going to say a male but tits, because that's not true. A female hero definitely needs to be feminine. But quite frankly, she needs to go on the actual hero's journey. Like the same type of journey a male hero would go on. Face actual adversity, face actual hardship, have actual sacrifice. The problem is nowadays female heroes, they start off with all of the things, they have all of the friends, their lives really aren't that hard, and whatever adversity they have to overcome before the end is the equivalent of stumbling over a kid's toy on the ground. Like it's not really a an obstacle. Life and limb are not at risk here. As an example, I'm not Starfire. What adversity exactly is it that she overcomes? What is it that she learns by the end of that story?
That she can do everything.
Well, exactly. No,
she can be more popular than mom.
She's born with all of the things. She just chooses not to. She chooses not to lift a finger or do anything to get herself out of any bad situation that she happens to wind up in. And then when Auntie comes and says, "Hey, dumb shit, you do have powers." She's like, "Oh, holy shit, I do have powers."
And she kicks ass.
And she instantly, again, has all of the things. There is no learning curve. There is no accidentally shooting your own foot off because you critically failed on a roll there. No, she just instantly is like better than both mom and auntie, and everybody's her friend now, including the popular girls, because she has powers.
Yeah. How did this brat go from being a complete loser to kicking Blackfire's ass? Galactic conqueror.
Yeah. It's it's stupid. I hate characters who have all of the things and don't have any real adversity. And then there are unfortunately a couple of male characters that I've read recently that come under that category too. But the question was female. So the female character has to overcome actual problems. Let's say,
She also has to have a personality.
Yeah, she has to have a personality.
That would be a good start for any of these new SJW writers. Give them an actual personality.
Well, the writer would have to have one first to know what it is.
Yeah, they're all NPCs.
Yeah, they are. Their personality comes in a bottle that says Manic Panic on it.
Well, they do have bracelets. They'll change daily or even hourly to say what their gender is at that moment.
Well, they don't even have to change it. They just have to flip it inside out because it's reversible.
True.
I've seen them. It's disgusting. Anyway, 1 second. I don't want to burp into the microphone.
Do you want a monster?
No. But I do have beverage behind me.
Let it flow through you.
Well, yeah, but then I might not get to bed. So, I mean, if you think I'd be better with a little monster in me, I'm never adverse to that.
I put a big monster in you.
Oh, I'm definitely never adverse to that.
I'll go get you a monster.
Wow. Is it fuzzy?
I'm a gray. I don't have any hair.
Then bring Chaozu in here. Chaozu's a rat. Anyway. Elias, here's a question. Why is there so much narcissism and ego in Hollywood in this era? It's like when at Years of Hollywood, we see it becoming downgrading in a horrifying way. Well, here's the problem. That narcissism was kind of always there with Hollywood. If you look at the history of Hollywood, for the last, since the early 1900s, Hollywood kind of has always had this elitist narcissist vibe about it. You watch and read interviews with Joan Crawford, with Betty Davis, just all of the big stars of the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and the really big stars, and a lot of them were narcissistic assholes. The only difference is that this was a time period where Hollywood really did see themselves as royalty, but as royalty, they had a duty to the little people. They had a duty to perform, to make an example of how you should live, how life should be. And they were also somewhat required by the studios to do things like public works, especially during the war years. And some of them actually meant it, like Betty Davis actually meant it. But there was this duty to be a shining example to the people of how you should be, and to show that you are a better person, even though you're a depraved sack of shit, behind closed doors. Problem is that I'd say starting with the 70s and definitely into the 90s, that mentality went away. And
with the boomers, it kind of became the cool kids club.
Yeah. And it became, what are you going to do about it? I'm rich. I'm privileged. I have a mansion and a yacht.
And then from the boomers of Hollywood, which we're so cool, we got their spoiled brat Gen X kids, the worst of us.
Not only that, previously, studios were ran by studio heads.
Not lawyers and accountants.
It was directors and owners of studios. You look at the way Roger Corman ran his business. Yes, he was all about the bottom line, and he could pinch a penny to make Lincoln scream. But if you could sell him on an idea, he didn't care who you were. You could be some, kid off the street who could barely rub two nickels together, or you could be, freaking Cecil DeMille. He didn't care who you were. If you had a good idea that he thought he could make money off of, he'd give you a shot. We don't have that anymore. Studios are now ran by the actors
Yeah, you're right.
who they think, I have this great idea for a film, you get some peon writer to write it for me. Or they get a good script with a good director who has a vision, and then you get it in the hands of the actor, and the actor says, I don't like this, I'm going to rewrite it, and the studio lets them.
Well, remember, there's also the fact that the producers aren't happy unless everyone else is unhappy.
That too. Well, I wasn't even going to get into producers, but yeah. So that's really where the problem has gone, is that it used to be they were idea factories that, of course, wanted to make money. That's true. But now it's rich people and rich people's kids, the cool kids, people who are creatively bankrupt.
Morally bankrupt too.
And morally bankrupt.
The kind of people you just want to line up and then drive a semi over.
And they're not listening to the audience. In fact, they think that if they can hammer an idea into your eyeballs hard enough, that you'll see things their way, and they can't understand why you hate their films.
Because we're all the poor, uneducated working class who are voting against our own interests. They know better.
Well,
they're the vanguard. Don't you know that?
Well, they don't care.
Like Max Landis.
Well, that's the other thing, is you really listen to them. They don't care if you agree with them or not. They just want you to give them your money.
And adulation.
Well, that's secondary. Marv, penis is a state of mind, cat. Indeed.
Sorry.
And my mental penis is huge.
Well, let me put it this way. Actually, I don't think money's the number one thing with the talent. The producers, yes. No, I think the people writing these things and acting in these things want validation. They live for validation. It's not about the money. They're already super rich. Again, look at Max Landis. He's super rich. It doesn't matter. What matters to him is that we all think he's a cool guy and agree with him and listen to him.
No, money matters when the studio says it's not making money. We're not going to let you do what you want anymore.
Well, those aren't the people writing. And that's not true anymore, because how many failures keep getting promoted?
Yeah, but look at how the money is affecting Disney.
And?
Well, the fact that, they've been losing in the stock market, they've been losing investors. And I mean, they're kind of at an internal civil war right now. But the fact that they've been losing money is affecting their agenda. It's affecting their message. And it's one of the reasons why the call for Kathleen Kennedy's head is actually being listened to.
They can't seem to get rid of her, though.
No, they can't. And I really want to know what Faustian deal she made in order to be able to still be there.
Honestly,
and get a paycheck.
I think she has dirt on all of them, because a lot of the Disney board hung out on Epstein Island. Including Bob Iger. Yeah, he was a regular, apparently. Now, what I was going to get to is, success doesn't seem to be an issue with these people. Look at Alex Kurtzman, the douchebag who's doing Star Trek Discovery. The guy is a pile of shit. He hasn't done anything good. I mean, nothing he's produced is worth a damn. I mean, look at this. These are all failures. And yet he keeps getting elevated because he has the right opinions.
Xena wasn't a failure.
Oh, that was when he was just entering. He was the assistant director or producer.
Hercules wasn't a failure.
He, again, co-executive producer.
Okay, jack of all trades. Yeah, that was a failure. But that immediately ended. Same with Alias.
But yeah, he has just failed upward. Yeah, the mummy.
Oh, he just gave it money.
But anyway, let's get back to the point. And what is the point?
John, if you can't write a decent story with interesting characters, all you've got is, look, I put our politics in, give me money. In disguise, Wolf is here just to see cats drawn titties. And they are beautiful, aren't they?
Let's see. No, not even close.
No, it did not introduce grape tentacles.
Do you want to explain?
What?
Explain to the nice people where that came from.
Where Overfiend came from?
No,
or
grape, tentacle grape.
I don't know where it originated.
Oh, back in the day when there was still certain censorship in Japan, and we're talking like after the war, they couldn't show certain sexual acts, so they just replaced it with food.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it started.
Yes.
And tentacles apparently became a favorite.
Well, there's that famous woodcut of the woman and an octopus.
Yeah.
And no, that was created in the 1800s, and that apparently was a favorite that sailors would bring home. That and that wave that we all see everywhere, which it is not a favorite of mine.
Okay.
And I'll admit, there was a time where I thought about getting a print of the woman and the octopus, but then I stared at it for a long time and I went, no, I've got better porn to put on my wall.
And what porn is on your wall?
Well, it's not on my wall at the moment, but we used to have a bunch of Michael Manning.
And then he cucked out.
Chicken says, speaking of trans, why is it the bulk of them look like they're trying to win a Tina Fey lookalike contest?
And all failing.
I was like, it's funny that you bring that up, Chicken Sith, because this morning I'm like half asleep, and for some strange reason, the line from Real Genius popped into my head, which was, we couldn't find anybody for the Madam, we could only find one person for the Madame Curie lookalike contest, and he was disqualified later. So anyway.
Now, here's something to talk about. This is a real issue.
Bjorn, soy boy writers secretly hate women but promote feminism, aka male feminists.
And,
yeah, I would agree.
And we got that all the way back when we first entered the industry.
Yeah. And I knew a couple of people in college. Like, I'm a feminist. It's like, no. How best to I'm unleashed. I shouldn't try to put together well thought out arguments. I should just vomit all out there. These are weak males who have learned that since they don't have the dick or the balls to be able to actually show how manly they are to women in order to get into their pants, they've learned that if they treat them like princesses and tell them, no, you're smart, you're special, you are so strong and so brave, and I support you, no, you shouldn't have to do XYZ, I'll do it for you because I respect you. No, I'm sorry. They fucking hate females. They have no respect for females. They've just learned that that's the way to get into their pants, is to seemingly bring themselves down lower than the female. And in reality, they are now actually in charge. Not only that, they specifically find females that have lower self-esteem than they do.
and manipulate them. And they're usually gropers and sneaky fuckers.
Well, it borders on grooming, quite frankly.
No, it is grooming.
Yeah.
Not border. It is grooming.
It's like, no, you shouldn't have to do. No, you shouldn't have to do this. No, you shouldn't have to do this. Next thing you know, you've got a girl who's scared to death of the entire world, but her man who tells her that she's stunning and brave is going to do everything for her, and she's fucking helpless, and she's done it to herself, and he has absolutely no respect for her.
Yeah. But again, how many of those end up in a Warren Ellis style a Me Too case?
I can't say about that, but I can think of a particular couple that we used to know where that's really the relationship they got into, and when they got married, I was both happy and sad for her.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Barb.
No, not Barb. I wasn't thinking of Barb. Actually, he is so not on my radar that I didn't even think of them.
I forgot the dude's name, but yeah, that was the quintessential sneaky fucker feminist relationship.
Yeah, it was. This couple that we used to know, that Ishi just brought up, she had all the talent for writing. She had all the ideas. She had the story. She had the know-how. She had all of the ability. He was just good at networking. That was it. But which is nothing to sneeze at, but he put his name on every single thing that she wrote as a co-author. And whenever they would promote it, it was, it's her and I. It's our book. We're a couple. We're together. We're doing it together. And it actually really disturbed him that Ishi and I had a completely different relationship than that, and that I liked the fact that my man had a dick.
Yeah, the other thing that really bothered me about him, oh God, his name's right on, it's right there.
I'm totally blanking, but
it's
okay.
He would always pull well, I asked my wife this, and she says so it's right.
Yeah, he would. It's like, don't you have an opinion of your own? But
my wife said that's not sexist, so it's not.
But I noticed he'd only do that if she was around.
No, he'd do that in online arguments.
Yeah, he did do that.
So I just asked my wife, and she's a feminist.
Yeah, and as if that gave his opinion any amount of weight.
Or the other thing is, he always talked to people at the booths to network, usually the females. Oh, well, I'd like to continue, but I must consult with my wife first.
Well, actually, I remember he was talking to...
Oh, at Larry Young?
Was it Larry? I just know he was talking to somebody where you said, you know what? I don't feel comfortable continuing this conversation with two other women without my wife present. And he had to go and grab her and and she was talking with somebody else. Actually, she was talking with some men. So I kind of wonder if that was the real reason why he yoinked her away.
Yeah, but Barb was like a string bean with a Dennis the Menace haircut.
She was awkward, but she also was the stereotypical writer. She was locked into her pencil, her paper and her pen and her stories, and she really was not a people person.
That's true.
John, what are some of the worst moments in pop culture wokeness?
Mom,
X-Men
Green, Tom King,
the
existence of Tom King, the birth of Tom King, the day that Tom King crawled out of that coin purse that his mom has is the worst thing to ever happen.
Coin purse?
That ragged leather coin purse.
New term to penny loafers.
His existence merely because of what he did to Batman.
When he did to Batman, when he did to
Superman, Lois, Catwoman, Dignity. Fuck Tom King. Say it with me, everyone. Fuck Tom King.
Star Wars is one of the top ones for the sheer fact that Star Wars is not just beloved stories. Star Wars is a certified fucking religion, and it is our modern mythology in the Western world. And they tried to destroy it. It's like suddenly deciding that Jesus is a blue hair.
They've so fucked it up that it can't be touched for at least a decade.
If not longer.
Yeah.
It is poison. It is.
Star Wars broke your heart.
It did.
Let it out. Time to just let loose on that topic. Seriously.
Okay. No, it okay.
Silence. Whoa. Okay, this is building up.
Well, there's a lot to unpack here. I mean, how long has Force Awakens been, unfortunately, in our reality? I mean, when the prequels came out, and we all kind of went, Lucas, is this what you want to give us? Are you sure? And I definitely was in the crowd of, oh my God, the prequels are awful. They're stupid. I'm not going to touch them. I'm going to stay away from them. They're awful.
Well, they're still not very good.
They're still not very good. And I actually, I'll admit this. Lucas sucks at storytelling. I'm just going to put it out there. He's a great idea man, but he himself sucks at telling a story in the process that he uses to tell the story. You can watch the prequels and you can see that there is a good, compelling story in there. It's just not what he gave to us. The presentation had a lot to be desired, but there is a story there. I mainly was pissed off when I was told that he reneged on saying that the expanded universe was canon.
Yeah.
That was what pissed me off and why I didn't want to touch the prequels originally. With that said, again, there is a story there, and he is the creator. He is the actual creator. So, by rules of canon, as laid out by Red Letter Media, and I agree with them.
Actually, it was Doomcock.
Or was it Doomcock?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Doomcock. I apologize. Was laid
the
out by
modern day
Doomcock.
evangelizer of pop culture mythology.
Yeah, it's laid out by Doomcock. As much as I begrudgingly do so, I have to agree. He's the creator. It's his creation. Rules of canon say the prequels are his, and therefore they are canon.
But we can forget they exist.
The prequels?
Yeah.
I can take the highlights and the most important parts of the prequels and say, okay, that happened. And just say that what we were given is from a certain point of view.
Well, yeah, actually, if you think of it in the terms of mythology, it's all canon. And even if it contradicts, it's because these are all told from generation to generation.
Yeah, it's mythology, it's legend, it's passed down. Of course, there's going to be continuity errors and things that don't make sense. It's okay. It's
just like
happens.
Hercules. There's multiple versions of how he got that girdle of strength from Hippolyta.
Yes.
The more popular one is she said, "Oh my God, look at that schlong." He said, "Sure, I'll gladly give it to you," and then Hera fucked it all up.
Yeah.
Then there's others where he just beat her over the head and took it.
So there you
and
go.
That's the one that feminists like.
Well, fuck them.
Say that again.
Fuck them.
Fuck who?
Fuck feminists.
There we go.
No, the horrible thing about Star Wars is we were given these lackluster prequels that, yes, gave us the history of Space Hitler and how he got there.
And his swell adventures with with Jar Jar and racing.
Yeah, but really still left a gaping hole in fans' desire to see more of our heroes on the big screen. And so when they were teasing Force Awakens, and it was just lots of beautiful imagery, the idea of passing the torch, you see new and old, and it's like, okay, I'm excited. And then you watch it and it is so much nostalgia shoved into your face. You're having so much fun watching it. You forget that there's no plot.
Well, it's such a hollow shell that anything could have come after it.
Yeah, and I remember leaving the theater getting really excited, like, wow, they've teased so many possibilities
Now-
on where they're gonna get this. I saw it as a bridging story of, okay, we're gonna get everybody caught up, we're gonna get you all excited. Now we're gonna get actual
writers.
writers, and everybody was saying, okay, if they follow the pattern, air quotes, pattern, the next one's going to be the Empire one. It's going to be the game changer. It's going to be the one that's just, that gives everybody the mind blown moment and go, oh, holy fuck.
The second act.
And yes, that did happen, but not the way we all wanted it to. And
everyone's mind was blown at just how boring a film could be.
How boring, how stupid, and that's when if it wasn't painfully clear, and I do say this, painfully clear from the first film that Rey was a Mary Sue, it is now violently shoved in your face. And that was the moment where we all saw how huge the turd was that they had just dropped on all of us. Yeah. And that was the moment when, except for the most diehard, realized they hate us.
Yeah.
They hate this franchise. They hate everything. And they want it dead.
Yeah, Kennedy is hell-bent on destroying the franchise.
And that is why I say Star Wars, honestly, is the worst.
Okay, we got one.
There's a lot of really close runners up, but that's why I say Star Wars is the worst. And they continually are trying to resuscitate that corpse. And
the only way to fix it is stop watching any of it. Stop giving them money. Cancel your Disney subscription. Get off the heroin.
Yeah, I don't care how good the Mandalorian supposedly is. I refuse to give them any more of my brain cells. And I will admit there was a period there where I was starting to think, well, maybe I'll give it a chance. And then you had the Gina Carano issue and the fact that the dude who plays the Mandalorian threw a little baby man shit fit over the fact that his face wasn't being shown, so they let him take his helmet off. You never fucking take your helmet off. Why the fuck is Boba Fett showing his goddamn face? Fuck that! Boba Fett never shows his goddamn face, motherfuckers.
Why?
Because it's the mystique. It's just like with Darth Vader. You don't show the fucking face underneath the helmet. The helmet is the personality. That's all you need. It's the mystique. If you show the person underneath, you no longer have that mystique or that mythology or that mystery. You no longer have the character. It's now just a dude. It's now just a dude wearing armor and a helmet. Who the fuck gives a shit about that?
It's like that horribly sad moment in pop culture history when Kiss decided not to wear the makeup.
Yes, actually, yes. That is a great example.
They went from being these rock icon gods, these mythical creatures, to four ugly dudes.
Yeah, four ugly dudes. Gene Simmons is trying so hard is it Live It Up to look so much like a badass. It's like, dude, without the demon makeup, you can't do it. Stick to being a drag queen. Anyway, Bjorn, why is there no female villains in modern SJW comics? It's because there are no evil women in their minds, or it's shameful to cause women in a negative light by woke writers.
Cast women in a negative light. Yeah, that's what they meant.
Oh, why? Well,
the heroes are all villains.
The heroes? Well, that's a simple answer, but really, in order for a woman to be for a villain to be female, that means she has to be defeated.
True.
And a female cannot be defeated. A female cannot be weak. The only way a female can be defeated is if she's defeated by another female. And basically, it's the popular girl has to defeat the unpopular girl, or it's the unpopular girl who defeats the popular girl. What?
It's just funny.
It's chick fights. It's Heather's.
But Heather's was good.
Well, yeah, it was good, but it's that. It's females cannot be defeated by anything other than females. And worst of all, females cannot be defeated ever. How many of these stories do we see where you do have the female villain who later joins forces with the quote unquote good girl because it turns out that the villain actually is a victim and they join forces against the real bad who has a penis.
Yeah.
How many times are we going to see that?
Yeah, I was thoroughly disgusted the other day when we were in the store, and I saw there was an entire line of comforters and it was a sheet and a bedspread and all that other stuff for Disney villains.
Yes. Disney, well, the thing with that is Disney villains have actually been a huge moneymaker for years, for decades, actually. The difference is that they were originally marketed to our generation who liked them because they were villains, who liked Maleficent because she was an evil bitch who was scary as fuck, who liked Ursula because she's divine.
Yeah.
Who they liked the villains because they were villains. That's why they liked them. And Disney saw, oh my God, people are buying our villain line. We should capitalize that and make these movies. And Maleficent made money, and that's why they made a sequel, and they're just continuing to flog that poor dead horse until it becomes apparent that they're not going to make any more money. They fucking made the puppy killer movie. I will not let that go, that they really want us to believe that a puppy killer is a victim and our heroine. Well, fuck you, Disney.
Yeah, they're pretty much destroying all the fairy tales and myths, making them amoral garbage. Oh, somebody had asked what the difference between a jack of all trades and a Mary Sue is.
There one, it can still have flaws
and a personality and challenges.
Yeah, jack of all trades, master of none. Exactly that. You can be a dabbler. You can know a little bit of this, know a little bit of that, but at the end of the day, a jack of all trades still has a personality, still has to get by on their wit and their cunning, and they know just enough information in order to get themselves into trouble.
Yeah.
And so therefore, you can have a story with a jack of all trades. You cannot with a Mary Sue. A Mary Sue has all of the things because the Mary Sue is the stand-in for either the writer, the reader, or both.
And I mean, there was that genre from the pulps where it was the action scientist he had a little knowledge of everything and was good at a lot of things, but
well, as an example, seemingly Sherlock Holmes, he's incredibly brilliant. He has all this knowledge. He has all this resources. He's independently wealthy. You'd think he'd have all of the things, but he doesn't. He needs to have Watson with him to keep him grounded in society with people.
I know nothing of this.
He also doesn't have the medical knowledge. And Watson was in, Christ, was it actually the Crimean War?
I thought he served in the India campaign.
It was the Indian campaign. Thank you. So he has military knowledge and he has contacts. So, and I'm talking about the original Sherlock Holmes, not the Benedict Cumberbatch. I mean the original. So they were a great pairing because they complemented each other. Okay, got another one. This will be a great rant for you. Oh God, Fair Maiden. Hi, Fair Maiden. As a fuller figure woman, I find absolutely no comfort or inspiration in characters like Starfire or Faith. They feel horribly one-dimensional and insulting. I have almost no character. They have absolutely no characteristics I want. And I'm sure you've heard my rant on Faith before, on how much it really pisses me off that, okay, when they first released Faith and they said that the idea that they wanted for Faith was to create a character who is a full-figured woman, a larger girl, a bigger girl, who, you know, subverts expectations and can still be a hero too, even though she doesn't have, the classic female figure like Wonder Woman or Power Girl or any of the other ones. And you know what? I was actually excited about that. I thought that's great. It's just like with Sailor Moon, where one thing I loved about Sailor Moon is that she has an eating disorder and she sucks at school and she's boy crazy. She's actually a hot mess. But when the shit hits the fan, she's there when it counts. And that's one of the great things about Sailor Moon. And I figured that's what they were going to do with Faith. No, she's one gigantic flying fucking fat joke. And everything they do with her revolves around the fact that she's fat and she likes food. Nothing she does, it actually shows that she's a person. Not only that, but she is the fat best friend to support every other character that you meet, every other character that has that perfect figure that they oh so bemoan. Faith is your magical friend that makes you feel better about yourself when your self-esteem is down, and I hate that.
Okay.
What?
This is we're covering all the bases tonight, aren't we?
Well, we put it out there,
Yeah.
and people are joining, and holy crap, we got 50 listeners. Oh my god!
I told you this is what they want.
Okay.
They want to hear your opinions because they're good, they're entertaining, and you don't hold back. Or
No.
you had.
I okay. Point made. You are correct, sir.
Oh, that's no. I'm not. I don't want to told you so. I just want you to go back to speaking
okay.
your mind.
Okay. Kennedy is herpes. I
Yeah.
think herpes is being kind.
You can never get rid of it.
Oh, that's true. But same with genital warts. I'd rather liken her to genital warts because, herpes is just gross, but warts turn into like mushrooms on your mushroom.
Okay, so Sozabird, The Fisherman's Wife and Fisherman's Wife 2. Please tell me that's a joke. Please tell me that's not really being made.
I am not familiar with this.
Oh, the magic fish that keeps granting wishes?
Oh, I'm familiar with that. The original Magikarp.
Yeah, Magikarp.
I used to have an audio version of that wonderful production when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a full audio production that came with a book, but I tended not to look at the book. I tended to just listen to the story because it was a full production with sound effects and full cast. It was great. Victoria, I think SJWs, feminists, and argue about what makes you a woman kind of affect me because I don't know how should I act like a woman. I'm not tomboy or girly girl. I'm in the middle. Victoria, just be yourself. This is something I've actually been struggling with too. Ishi can tell you. Okay, you see my haircut there in the avatar. I had that a couple of years ago. Yes, that haircut. I had that, and I looked in the mirror one day and I started to cry. And that was because, feminists and SJWs and all these people have turned my haircut into a bright, shining red flag that this is a man hater who hates being female. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to grow my hair back out so that I can possibly feel female again. And I did, and had to recently come to the conclusion of no.
That was a dumb idea.
It wasn't a dumb idea.
Okay.
No. That was not a dumb idea. Actually, I wish I still could have my longer hair.
Really?
Yes. No. I legitimately like having the bob cut. The problem is that I'm so not female, I can't maintain it. Not only that, it kept getting in the way of power tools.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, do I want to have a cute little bob cut and, feel somewhat female? Or, do I want to just be able to wake up in the morning, throw a comb through my hair and go about my day and not have to style it? Also, not have to worry about it getting caught in, my jigsaw. And so I've cut my hair back short again. And yes, I miss my longer hair, but I've had to accept the fact that with the way I live and who I am, the shorter hair's me, and I'm embracing it. And if anybody says anything, I'll just grab Ishi's crotch in public and say, "No, I like the D." You do. It's taken me a very long time, and it's something I'm still working through. So I'm not an expert. Do what makes you comfortable and fuck everybody else.
Yeah, the thing that bothers me is, the so-called mental illness haircut. I had that in the 90s, okay? And you all saw what I look like in the 90s.
Mhm.
And I would like to think there's a massive difference between this and the costumes these shits are wearing now.
Mhm.
Well, people keep requesting it, and I the other night when you were taking the shower, I brought the camera in because people kept asking if they could see your boobs, and so I was like filming the shower, and and so anyway, this is what was behind.
She has a ponytail. Who are you filming? I think that was our neighbors.
All right. Let's see.
Besides, those were fake.
All right. Where are the buttons?
Where are the buttons? Daniel, in my imagination, one day Kat and Ishi are going to go out for a barbecue with Razor Fist and complain about publishing. I would dearly like to meet Razor Fist in person. But I also know he gets hounded a lot, so I'm not going to pursue it. If I did run into him, I'd say hi. I'd say Godspeed, but yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'd go back to the car and get the copies of Case File Archive and say, "Here, damn it! I've been trying to send these to you. You said you wanted them.
Yeah, that's true.
You said you wanted these books, damn it."
That's true. That's true.
And then you never got back to me.
And I am like, yeah.
What?
No, just
Uh-oh.
what? Daniel, I kind of think that Doctor Who is worse. What, is she Doctor Who?
What they did to Doctor Who.
I would say that okay, I had said that there are many runners up to Star Wars. I would say that is definitely the next runner up is Doctor Who. I'm still going to say Star Wars is worse. But yeah, Chick Who is definitely a close second.
Okay, let's go through these. Yeah.
Daniel, we recently picked up if you're at all familiar with
Evil of the Daleks.
Evil of the Daleks. Now, we've mentioned this before, but I'm going to bring it up again. For those of you who don't know, an awful lot of, or several episodes from the first Doctor and almost the entire run from the second Doctor were destroyed by the BBC. They harvested them for their silver. And so it's been a huge effort for the last 20 years to try to track down any reels from that time period that may still exist. And they've had some good luck with a lot of the first Doctor, but a lot of the second Doctor is still lost, unfortunately. And one of the episodes that everybody just weeps for the loss of was called Evil of the Daleks. And that was the episode where you get the Emperor Dalek. It was originally supposed to be the last time you ever saw the Daleks. And the BBC did still have the audio from those episodes. They retained the audio, but they didn't have the visuals. So a team has gone through and animated it all based on a lot of production stills. And they released it, and we got it just recently, and it's great.
I mean, it's not going to be like anime quality. It's
it's actually animated like Archer,
like first season Archer.
Yeah, but it's still great. I mean, if this is the best I'm gonna get, I'll take it. Star Storyteller. Oh, I'm sad about Kat. I don't think you look like a feminist. If anything, you remind me of Karen Strong. Oh, thank you.
What did Karen say to you when you?
Yeah, actually, that's funny that you say that, because I was on an episode of Honey Badgers, and we all had our cameras on, and I popped up, and Karen goes, "Whoa, the last thing I expected was somebody with my haircut." Karen was very sweet. I really liked chatting with her. I'd love to do it again sometime. Exler, but Mr. Finney and Mr. Fist would get into big arguments about music and fight.
Yeah, probably about music and cyberpunk.
I think cyberpunk is fighting words, honestly.
Yeah, I can just he's a metalhead. He doesn't have any love for industrial, whatever, who cares?
Actually, you know what would be fighting words? Noir.
No, cyberpunk. Because I'm sorry, Road Warrior is not fucking cyberpunk. I'm sorry, if there's no computers, no tech, no. If there's no information age, there's no cyberpunk.
Yeah. Fizchozo. Cat's moves never cease to amaze me.
Me too, actually.
Chicken Sif. I was a skater. Side shaved, collar length, comb over. Cool.
I had friends like that.
John. That pic makes Ishii look shorter than Robert Reich.
I'm 5'6". What can I say? And that's the human suit. I'm 4 feet tall out of the human suit. So what can I do? Actually, no, that's a lie. I actually came forward a while back about that I was lying to you all.
Yeah.
That I'm actually 3'11".
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're the same height as Deep Roy?
That's kind of a weird thought.
Retneck, there's a concern in this era that using short fat otaku's term for it, why is it that dogate is a thing when plenty of men do want to date?
Are you talking about wizards? Okay, let's see.
No, not a dog gate, stupid Google.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that. I like a lot of what Otaku has to say. He's been turning out some really good work lately, but I'm not familiar with that term. We're Gen X. I mean, we don't get this shit.
No. Although I am strongly considering getting that shirt from Japan that has the Wendy's logo that says "fucking." For those of you who don't know, they don't call Wendy's in Japan. They call it "fucking." There's a long explanation as to why, but it's funny. Harble, my long hair got in the way of power tools. Classic tomboy waifu line. Yeah, it was pretty bad when I'm trying to remember what it was I was using. It wasn't the jigsaw. But I fired it up and I started to use it and my hair fell in my face and I went, I'm gonna lose a scalp if I continue, and spent the next 20 minutes trying to find something to pull my hair back because it was too short to put in a ponytail but too long to put behind my ear. So it's like, yeah, I know, problems, right?
Okay, we've been on for an hour.
We have been on for an hour.
Do you want to call it a night and we'll just start doing this again?
I have no idea. I just know at some point I'm probably going to need to make dinner.
Oh.
Marv, Dugget is a thing because women would rather be with their dog than a man who isn't Prince Charming. I don't own a dog, I have rats, but I'd rather be with Ishi.
I'd probably have more to say about that subject, about the dog and stuff, but I'm wearing down here. I've been awake since 3 a.m.
Oh, so maybe.
But if you got the energy, it seems everybody's quite enjoying this.
Well, how about just for another couple of minutes or so?
Okay, by the way, Neostar, I actually don't care about being 5'6". It really wasn't much of an awareness to me. It just never really came up. Or if it did, I just was too oblivious to care.
I was always the shortest person too, but
you're 5'7". Okay, so one more time, since you're all here, support ABDUCTIONWEAR. Link in the description. That's right, we are here, and 3 other new t-shirt designs at $13 each. Tall White, Zeta Reticulin, and Reptoid. Or you could get the Chupacabra Hunting Club or Abduction Team, Home Invasion Specialist. Check it out, link in the description. Okay, more ranting.
Okay. What are we ranting about?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see, we need more topics.
Yes, there will be future rants, no matter what. There will be, Fair Maiden. I will try to do this more often. Bar one, you've been on for an hour and you didn't invite me on? For shame. I'll have to hang out with JWA instead. Or JDA instead.
Shit, if you want to be on, we can bring you on again. I know we need to bring Owen on. There's quite a few of you we need to do a show with.
Foamy the squirrel.
Oh, that takes us back.
Wow, Foamy. Dark Stranger. So recently, Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy VII made some news with a 3D adult film of her went live during a Zoom meeting of Italy's Senate. Your thoughts?
That's hilarious.
Oh, can you put that in your book?
I don't know if it really relates to anything is the problem.
Well, did they bring back her tits?
Oh, for the porn, I'm sure they did.
Daniel, are you going to some script issues the night editor couldn't fix with a crane? Oh, I can do that. That would be a great topic. I can't come up with anything off the top of my head at this very moment, but that's definitely something that I can talk about. Is there something specific that you want me to take a look at or to rant about?
We were talking about something the other night that was beyond saving.
Well, there's a couple of things that have been beyond saving.
Was it the was it the creature feature?
Oh, film? Yeah, there was a creature feature film. There have been a couple where I've been watching the films that creature feature has been put up, and I'm going, this is terrible and it cannot be saved. In order to save it, you would have to burn it and then like have it reborn from the ashes.
Okay. So what if I actually did do that? Would you kill me?
Yes.
Well, that's about the view I get every morning.
But it's for you.
Yeah, I know.
It is not to be shared.
Well, we could talk about Tim Pool.
Well,
I feel bad for him. He's been swatted twice now.
Yeah, I have no respect for the guy, but I do feel bad that he's been swatted. I mean, almost nobody deserves that.
Except Tom King and Vita Ayala.
Oh, there's a couple of people I put on that list.
And by the way, I think it was Fizz Chozo said that Warren Ellis isn't a bad guy. No, he is beyond forgiveness because it is his fault that the Portland Mafia took over comics. He invited every one of those fuckers in.
Yeah.
They would have never even got a foot in the door if it had not been for Warren fucking Ellis.
Yeah. And I agree, Michael. The new MST is beyond saving. Absolutely 100%. Look, And sadly enough, I've had to say Riff Tracks is past its prime too, and it's because Mike, Kevin, and Bill are not the ones who are writing the scripts anymore.
No, it's that woke asshole. What's his name?
Torgo's Pizza.
Yeah.
And yeah, so since they're not the ones writing the scripts, they're not as funny.
I mean, hearing the Riff Tracks guys make cracks about men's rights activists in current episodes, it's like, when was this relevant?
Well, part of the thing is, Mystery Science Theater in the first 3 years of Riff Tracks were great because they tried really hard to make jokes that would remain timely.
Yeah.
That yes, of course, you're always going to get a pop culture thing that sneaks in there. That's just going to happen. But they always tried to make jokes that had staying power. The new ones don't. It's all pop culture. It's all flash in the pan, what they saw on Twitter that day, and it's old and stale within a month.
True.
And no, I haven't watched admittedly, I have not watched the new Mystery Science Theater, but knowing everybody who's involved with it.
Why would you want to go through that pain?
Yeah, it's like, I already know that the turd's going to stink. I don't need to put my nose in it.
And Joel was already kind of pre-woke. He was definitely a sensitive 90s male.
Yeah, but he didn't get insufferable until he got into AA.
That's true. Okay.
Dominic, have you ever read Squadron Supreme by Mark Grunwald?
No, but I've heard very good things about it.
Yeah. Redneck, did you remember what went down on the Monday stream? Because I still want to do my friend who draws big, voluptuous boobs justice with a DA link this time.
What happened Monday? What did we do on the Monday stream when we got drunk?
He was having a discussion with people about drawing. I didn't see all of it, but I did see some of it.
Oh, okay. Remember, by the end of the night, I wasn't all here. I just walked into the bedroom and passed out.
He's not joking about that. We turned off the microphone and he hit the mattress. I went and watched TV. Fair Maiden, Patton Oswalt is a POS. Indeed. Apollo, Patton ass fart just plain sucks. Never found him funny.
Gavin McGinnis has a very interesting theory about Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
About how suddenly out of nowhere, he went from just being kind of a liberal to super woke annoying. And I can't really do it justice, but it has to do with the fact that ever since he was suspected of being involved in his wife's overdose, he suddenly got really, really woke and saying everything that was in with the Hollywood crowd.
I did not know that was a thing with him.
Yeah. If you can track down the video, it's kind of an interesting theory. And it did happen right after his wife overdosed, and he was trying to cover for that because, yeah.
Wow. Let's see here. Redneck said that we had been talking about artists who draw great tits, and so he was saying that he wants to.
Oh, okay, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, and we showed back when you were drawing great tits.
Oh, yeah.
From your portfolio. What you still need?
I need to put it up on my Instagram. I haven't done that yet. Patton Oswalt killed his wife.
Well, there we go. Okay, read this one, and I think we're calling it a night.
Okay. Daniel, I love you guys. Oh, we love you too. You are great role models of a modern relationship that works. My youngest daughter loves Cat and her takes on fiction. Oh, very cool. Thank you. If a human and a gray can make it, there is hope. I hope so. Oh, thank you, Daniel. I hope my comments are not too salty for her. I just see you with 2 little ones on your arm, and I don't know how old she is. So, Fair Maiden is his wife got too close to the fact that it wasn't just the Golden State Killer. They can't have that.
We'll talk about that another night. That sounds interesting.
Wow.
I know that she was claiming she'd solved the Zodiac case.
Was she really?
Yeah.
Wait, that was his wife?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we'll see.
I like your theory
Which one?
that he's also the Boston Strangler.
Yeah. And the Riddler.
And the Riddler. Yes, and the Riddler. Oh, that's how you'd write it.
Well, again, I am very glad to hear that, Daniel. I mean, that was part of the conversation this morning, was trying to remind Kat that, look, you actually...
Okay. Let's just put it out there. My head is not my friend sometimes. There's a reason why I'm medicated. Part of it is that I get paranoid. And I got a paranoid thought in my head that not all of you, but that there is a nebulous group of people out there who listen to the show just to hear me sound like an idiot. And Ishii had to smack me upside the head with reality and said no. And I said, but when I go into rants, I sound like a moron. And he said, no, you're being an idiot. And so he challenged me to do the show today. So,
well, it's like, look, people come to hear your spicy opinions. I mean, I can say a lot of things, but as a gray alien, who do I speak for? Really? What myths can I break other than, look, we're only ass probing for fecal samples. That's it. We're just trying to probe to see what you guys are eating. It has nothing to do with butt sex or anything. It's just fecal samples. Other than that myth busting, what can I do?
Walter,
I can talk about Walter. But you, on the other hand, you can speak for all these women out there who are just as fucking sick of this shit as you are. And also showing men out there that have been told one message. No, that's not true. That is totally not true. By the way, who posted that? Retneck, did you post this or did a friend of yours draw that? Because that's pretty good. In fact, this whole page looks, or this whole account looks pretty good. Yeah, lovely dagger. All right. All right.
I'm wearing everybody.
Down. Do you? Yeah.
Paulo, Kat never sounds like an idiot. Oh, thank you. That really means a lot. Thank you all very much. Yes, I will make sure I don't censor myself anymore and that I just put it out there.
Yeah. Including the tits?
Well, we should set up the camera.
Actually, it's a shame we didn't set up the camera tonight, because when she was really going off on male feminists, there was actual physical acting in that. She was doing all the motions and movements and facial expressions that they do when they're simping. So you kind of missed half the rant, unfortunately.
So, okay, maybe we should set up the camera next time.
If I set up the camera, you're going to have to actually, clean up a little after work. And
I just got back from Costco.
I know, but, be camera ready.
I know, but this evening I just got back from Costco.
And by the way, everyone, it looks like the book is going to be out very soon. At this point, I am just waiting for people to edit the book. I've got
Boobs of Steel.
Yeah, Boobs of Steel. I need people to proofread it for the most part, and I'm putting some polishing touches on the last 2 chapters. But that's it, and then we'll have a book finally. Okay, I think they want this. Is this what you came for? Is this what you want?
Well, it is a great thing.
My wife's jiggling tits. I am so brain dead right now. I think I'm pretty much done. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's
because I know some of you have been asking.
Book. Yeah. This is the book on the way.
This book. Look at it. Look at it.
Look at him. You were still growing then.
I was still growing back then. Some of you have been asking for me to do an art stream, and I know I keep promising. I'm going to continue to promise. No. What?
And I will continue promising.
Yes, I will continue. No. What it is that I had to clear some things off my plate, some projects off my plate.
You and me both.
Yeah, and I'm finally going to take the plunge, and I've been promising Ishi for the last 6 or 8 months that I would do a cyberpunk book nook for him. And
That can wait.
are you sure?
Yeah. I think really getting back in the swing of this stuff is more important.
Oh, and then doing an art cast?
Oh no, yeah, doing an art cast.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean you do the book nook, not drawing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. It's I'd work on the book nook while we talked.
That sounds
Assemble
good.
things like that. I mean, I don't have to do the book nook.
No,
I've
that sounds
got
good. Never mind.
Okay.
I misunderstood.
Okay.
Tweldy, will Boobs of still be hardcover or soft copy? I can do both.
But it will be firm.
But the intention is I would like to do a special edition with illustrations and all that other stuff through Indiegogo, or yeah, it would have to be Indiegogo. But so depending on how the sales go of the initial copy.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Daniel. After the book, then you are permitted to watch Macross.
Yeah, actually I am. And my fighter pilot Jones has been getting pretty bad lately. I've
noticed.
Lots of fighter jets, just looking at them, listening to pilots talk.
Look, just be honest. Kaiju is not your next project. It's a titanium rain, isn't it?
No, I'm gonna do Kaiju, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
It's 70% done.
Okay.
It's already scripted. I just have to put the finishing touches. I mean, what I'm going to be publishing for Kaiju is the book from the graphic novel, and the other 3 chapters or was it 5 chapters that didn't get included.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's essentially going to be all the stuff I couldn't do, which was going to be in book 2.
Okay.
Along with book 1. It's all going to be in one book.
Okay, cool.
And that's like, again, 70% written already. But really the first thing I'm going to do once I get done with this book is My Friend Star Shriek. I'm writing that, damn it. It's about a boy who gets hit on the head too hard and starts seeing his favorite cartoon character guiding him through life.
I also think that I really need to show you all of My Neighbor Totoro for more influence.
Hey, Kat.
Wolf, you're the reason why Sybil is well endowed. Real? Oh my God, I am so honored. Thank you. I am incredibly honored. Wow, you can't see me, but I'm bowing. Thank you.
Look, if
isn't that what it does to you?
Boing. Depending on how much money an Indiegogo makes, who knows? A pop-up book?
Well, books are made of wood.
No, what I'd like to do is get the book out there, just finally get the project done. If it sells well enough, I would like to do a special edition on Indiegogo that's illustrated, has stuff that kind of, well, let's face it, visual reference is going to make a better book, but then also the format of a printed book, I can do all these little side notes and include little, I guess, just sections that have data that I can't include otherwise.
Yeah.
Little side articles that just won't work in the Kindle format.
Yeah.
So it would actually have more material in it. Okay.
Redneck, why did my brain think of a dark adult parody of Totoro? I bet there are already some out there.
Oh, I'm sure.
The cat bus. Just think of the cat bus. Larry, any promo codes up right now for 01 Publishing? No reason. There are no promo codes on Amazon. However, if you go to 01publishing.com, I have not taken down the sale that I was having at the beginning of the year because I just haven't done it yet. So act now. Many of the books are still on sale.
Okay, so don't do a special edition? Okay. Done. Then I won't do a special edition.
Dominic, any upcoming books for 01 Publishing?
Boobs of Steel.
Boobs of Steel, yes.
You know, the other thing that I really need to do is Friends Electric. All the art's done now.
Yes, Friends Electric.
That's another one I can run in Indiegogo for.
And I can think of one other book that I'm not sure I can talk about yet, that I can tease. I think people will like it, and it will be in the cyberpunk genre.
Oh, that book, He's Got a Great Wiener?
Well, yeah, but I thought that... I thought we were going to call it Chrome Cocks.
Chrome No, actually, don't you remember? It was going to be called Drill Dick.
Oh, yeah, Drill Dick.
And you guys were all going to like give suggestions. See, we need to get back to that kind of content, Kat. That's what they expect from us.
Oh, we can get back
the
to
man with the drill cock. Let's see.
Driller Killer.
Driller Killer. Where is it? I want to do a preview. We were talking about this book.
He's trying to find his drill cock preview. No, that's Skeletor.
Yeah, it's Skeletor. Skeletor's great. See, we liked Skeletor as a villain. We don't need a retelling of Skeletor being anything other than just a villain.
I am legitimately torn between who I like better, Skeletor or Hordak.
I think Skeletor had better lines. He had better insults.
He did, but I don't know. I mean, Hordak turned into a birthday cake.
Yeah, Hordak. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of hard to top, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was disguising himself as a giant birthday cake for Prince Adam. Was that it?
No, for Adora.
For Adora, okay.
Yeah, it was for Adora. And it was the fact that Hordak actually like put himself out into danger a lot. Usually disguised as really weird ass shit.
You know, there it is. There it is. Took me forever to find it.
What is that? I broke your toilet?
No. I said we've got a book coming up called
this one.
He Has a Great Wiener.
He has a great
wiener.
See? I just love that her eyes are right there.
That's why I did it.
Well, the other thing that's funny is that she's a nurse.
Oh, do you think she's put Band-Aids there?
Well, she may have to give him mouth to mouth. It's a trap.
Oh, see, back when I was on Twitter, I liked making these.
The story of a young girl who was afraid she might be gay, but who was eager to prove she was all for a man.
And then there's this one. I'm sure you'll all remember this classic.
Oh, yeah. They got nose mistress.
Come on. That would actually sell.
Steel. Yes. I think that one's better, especially where her hand is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, now we're just wasting time.
Don't tell my Zaku husband.
Richard Hard Steel.
Although, the thing is you could easily do something with Zone of Enders, since those mecha actually do have a cockpit that gets an erection when it takes off.
That's kind of unique.
Have you seen that?
Oh, it's been forever.
The mech gets down on its knees and its dick goes floppy so that the pilot
that was
can
where
hop
Andrew
in
was
and
going
out.
nuts about the cockpit. Yeah.
Actually, no, that was Jeff. That was Jeff that was going nuts. But
that one's not a gag. That's just stupid.
But then once the rider gets into the cockpit, the mech stands up and then the cockpit flips up, giving the robot the biggest erection, and then it takes off. Zone of Enders was a weird game.
Then there was this gag cover, what a lot of people thought was real.
Well, you did a really good job of it.
I actually loved this one because a lot of people thought it was an actual real cover.
Forbidden love.
And that's just easy, but
That reminds me, the alien robot thing.
I didn't make this one. I think this one actually might be real.
Okay, a billionaire dinosaur forced me. Gay Hunter Fox. Wow. I'm impressed. No, the alien robot, the one who abducted the fisherman, or the fisherman saw.
Oh yeah, the Pascagoula case.
Yeah, this is a real abduction story. eBay randomly threw at me an action figure of that robot.
How good is it?
It's pretty decent, actually.
That's one of those cases that's really weird because it might be legit.
Yeah, it's actually pretty decent, and the action figure is only $20.
Oh, you'll have to show me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two that I'm most fascinated with right now is the Pascagoula case and then the Russian one, which was actually kind of similar in some ways.
Did the Russians shoot it?
Yeah, well, what do you think?
The answer is yes. The funny thing about Russian alien encounters is that they almost always end with the Russians shooting at the aliens.
Yeah, you know, their version of Roswell was in this their version of Roswell happened 3 months after our own, and it was almost identical near their top secret missile base. The difference is the story goes, the saucer crashed, the creatures crawled out, and they filled them full of holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, our Roswell, what do? We rush them to the hospital, make little coffins for them, actually have a priest come in and do last rites.
Yeah.
Here, this is from the Pascagoula case, although the legs were fused together.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the messages. Trying to find the image. Again, it was on eBay. They were going to give me 22% off on this thing.
Yeah?
In fact, yeah. There we go. There you go. I know you guys can't see it.
That's not bad.
Nope.
That's not bad at all, actually. Okay, I really got to call it a night now. I don't want to end it because it's a lot of fun, but I'm wiped out. I am thoroughly wiped out. We'll have to start doing this again.
Totally. I am all for doing this again. Maybe this weekend.
Oh, and Chicken Sith, if you're still listening, we want to talk to you about the trucking situation.
Yes.
We'd love to do a show with you if you can talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Go buy a t-shirt.
Thank you for joining us.